Oh my, oh my, oh my. Couldn't ask for better weather. The beach was just beautiful. Last night the beach was so beautiful. Even though you would expect a little bit of a chill, it wasn't bad at all. And we were prepared with jackets, extra hoodies, sweaters, you name it. It was so comfortable out there. We stopped and had the gelato. It was so good it didn't even taste like gelato. It was more like a softie. Maybe you can't get that anymore, but they used to sell a softie cone. Some of these places that may still be around, maybe not. But I didn't think about going live at the beach. I should have, because I did make a couple of short videos while we were there. But for some reason, I never thought about going on YouTube. It was so dark that really it would have been a waste of a YouTube video, because wherever we ran into a spotlight or a lamp post, it's more correct, where we ran into a lamp post, then we could see if everybody was under the lamp post. But it was just dark and quiet. Almost no traffic. Just peace and quiet and beauty. You almost don't want to leave and come home. That's all we thought about. That's what everybody felt and maybe didn't say, but someone finally said, we don't want to go home. Yeah, so it helped the state of mind, it helps your blood pressure. Ooh. It's absolutely. Get up here before this light changes on me. Gotta go to the mail this letter anyhow. Yeah, it's going to be dark in no time, or I would jump right on his bus or her bus and go wherever they're going. And my neighbor looks like a neighbor lady, has her hands full with about 3 different dogs. Oh. One is in her arms. Oh, it's not my neighbor. Yeah. So I try to go get some ink pens. I stay online so much that I didn't notice that my ink pens were all the way out of ink except for one or maybe Another one might have a few more drops, but the one that still has ink is it's leaking. It's leaking, so that's not good. And my highlighters are all faded out. So let me cover my ears real quick. Because it feels so good. You don't want to cover nothing, but then later on, there's a big problem. There's a big old problem. So let's protect these ears. I gotta flip this camera so you can see what's going on. Hi. Hi, everybody. Oh, it's so nice to see you all. I haven't seen you in so long. I missed you all. Yeah, I really miss you all. It might look lighter. My phone has this dark tint. So I hope you can see what's going on out there. How's everybody today? Did you have a good weekend? Anybody go to the beach? So nice to see everybody. I miss you all. I had to jump on here real quick because it's been too long. But how's everybody? Did you have a good time this weekend? Did you relax? Do something for yourself that wasn't just work, everyday routine? Oh my goodness. You know, I'm going to have to get to the beach earlier. You might be able to see the sky. Let me turn the camera. Yeah, if I can get everybody together, get their schedules together, and get to the beach before dark, it will be a miracle. Because everybody has a different work schedule. Some can choose their hours. Others, they do maybe contract work, so they have a flex schedule. It's not the same. But if we can get there, oh my goodness, you would love the view. Oh, you would love it. It's Redondo Beach in the South Bay area of Los Angeles County. It's just heavenly. It's a big beach, but there are certain places you can go to, except for the people, the residents, the rest of the beach is just so chilled. Oh my God, you wouldn't even believe it. I mean, I've been to, you name the beach, I've been to it. I have never seen anything this chilled in my life. And we've only been at night, but it's just a location that's a residential area. The homes and the condos, oh, just incredible. Even though you can see inside from the top of the buildings, it seems more I hate to even call it a condo because I haven't seen anything like this. I mean, it's just spacious. It's spacious. It's someplace I doubt if I'll ever live in, but wow, I'm happy for somebody. But let me tell you what's been going on. Let me say what's been going on while I've been offline. Gotta watch these cars here. While I've been offline, a close family friend, I should say family because it's been so many decades and now we're close like family. But they got this Tesla, the Y model, and before it was delivered, it took about 3 weeks and some days before they delivered it. Before it was delivered, I was in a panic saying, but what if it catches on fire? Blah, da, da, blah, da, dee. They were saying that I was too scary and, making a joke, always asking me, are you scared? It was just a joy. To tell you the truth, I will ride in it. I don't care if it does catch on fire. Years ago, I had to drive a Volkswagen while it was on fire on the freeway. And I was maybe 5, 10, 15 minutes or more driving like that before I could even get out the car. So I just kept going until I got to my job, and then I parked it, and I'm still here, so my luck didn't run out. Oh, these cars are out here. Hello, how are you? But yeah, the experience of being in that Model Y, it's just hard to describe. It's just relaxing. And of course you all probably know because you're young and you've probably been way ahead of the curve, but I'm way behind the curve. And it has this flat panel screen, and you could, you can just listen to music, and you can see everything on the road. And I mean, anything that you can do on your phone, you can do that and more on that screen. And there's a lot of things that's a subscription service that you have to pay extra for. But it has plenty of features. Get out of this truck's way. It has plenty of features that come with the vehicle that you don't pay extra for. So I'm not sure which is which, but the one that we were in, it does enough. It has enough features. It has over 10 cameras. Now that alone, that would make me buy it. I wouldn't care how many times it caught on fire. If it had 10 cameras, I'd take it. Don't tell me anything else. But it has 10 cameras on it all around, so I wouldn't think twice about who's going to steal it or break the windows or something. As a matter of fact, I left a phone in there. Which I never recall leaving my phone right out where it can be seen. I never recall doing that before. But I left a phone in there because it just seemed like it was that secure. Um, it has, of course, it has self-driving like so many. Well, here's one right here. Can't turn the camera. Let's see if I can turn the camera around so you can see it. Oops, I went too slow. But okay, we're in the mall parking lot, so let's get out of the way of this traffic. But it has this self-driving, hands-free, and of course I like to make them laugh. I say hands up, don't shoot. Get your knees off my neck and all this other stuff I have no business saying, but just to make them laugh. And yeah, the self-driving is a skill to it. You have to learn. You have to learn the skill set to driving it. But part of it is if you take your foot off the accelerator, the vehicle is just going to stop. And see, you have to learn not only how much to back off of the accelerator, but you have to get your timing and your muscle memory and all that over time. You have to develop that so that you can really drive hands-free. You just don't drive hands-free as soon as you get it and have it perfect. It doesn't work that way. But apparently they've learned, and so, I mean, we had a time. We had a time, because everything before you even start out, you already know, but I'm just learning this. Before you start out, you could program it to your from your starting point to your destination, and it's going to drive. It's going to drive there. You can turn the. Better get in here before they lock me out of this mall. You can turn the speaker off because she will tell you everything on the road. Oh, I can't get in this way unless they let me in. Yeah. I don't think I can get in here unless somebody comes out. And I can get in. I have to go around the other way. I need the exercise. But okay, so yeah, you have to develop your skills and understand what's going on. And they beast mode all the way back down to chilled. So it just depends on how fast you want to go. Oh, okay, sliding doors. Oh, security won't let me in there. Uh-oh. Might not get my items tonight at all. I think there's several ways to go inside to get to the stores that still stay open, but you may not be able to use the main entrances. You might have to go through a restaurant and then you'll be inside. But yeah, this modern technology, and maybe I'm too nerdy, but I heard about these vehicles, some of these modern vehicles, they're able to upload or download everything that's on your phone, upload it to different manufacturers and whoever, upload it to automobile manufacturers and other people. All your information on your phone is gone. Now that should never happen. Uh-oh, I gotta turn the volume down.
Stop. Baby, you're the good little daddy.
Oh, that music sounds good, but over 6 seconds, that will ruin your video. You won't be able, YouTube won't be able to play it over 6 seconds of somebody's music without a license. That'll cost you $10,000 a second. Okay, but yeah, it's gone. Turn the volume back up. There's a lot of freeway traffic in the background, the San Diego freeway. But yeah, that should never be allowed for. I know that the vehicle is supposed to ask your permission. Would you like to upload or download? It's supposed to ask you that, but from one source that should know, the source told us that it will do whatever download and upload first, and then it will ask your permission. Now, see, that should not be legal. But like I said, I'm just a nerd. I believe in people's rights, protecting people's rights. But the thing I wanted to tell you is not so much about the Tesla, because like I said, I'm behind the curve. I know everybody else knows a million times more about that car, but it's a good experience. If you haven't had it and you get an opportunity, you're going to want to take that opportunity. Absolutely. So, but the thing I wanted to say real quickly before I have to go in the mall and there's music and I can't record in there, but is that there's these different genealogy websites, familysearch.org, and it's a long list of them. But I mostly used familysearch.org, and it took a lot of patience. It was in the beginning, it was really frustrating, almost discouraging, to the point where a couple of times over the years, I just said, it's not worth it. I can't find anything except for the people that I know. I already lived with them and knew that they were my family. But now, it's amazing. And for free, you can find out sometimes way back before the 10th century. You're going to be so amazed and shocked, and really, you're not going to believe some of the people that you're related to at first. A lot of the nobles and the U.S. presidents and the different people, if you're in another country, a lot of people that you would never dream that you're connected to. I found so many connections just in, let's say, about less than a dozen countries, and I'm just at the beginning stage. I found ancestors, which I knew I had great-grandfathers from Scotland and England and Ireland, but I didn't know about the ones from, many other places. They're just all over the map, really. It's just all over the map. Some of them, they'll tell you who your 15th great-grandparents are, and who even beyond that, who your cousins are, and you'll say, no way, how is this possible? But, it makes you grateful for having a wide variety of ancestors. It just makes me so thankful and grateful, because I thought, because my background was so diverse, that I would never be able to find anybody except the few people that I knew But now I found people from you name it, and it's overwhelming. It is. It's really overwhelming. It changes your whole way of thinking and looking at people, and things that used to irk you, you know, just from the culture, growing up in a culture that's, it's not very, well, it's better now, but it's not always been a immigrant-friendly place, even though every last one of us, including the native indigenous tribes, every last one of us came here as immigrants. This is an immigrant country. But to see how far the foundation has reached all around the globe. If you can use a little bit of patience and just don't give up, and if you have to quit and go back in a year or however long it takes you to just enjoy your effort, you'll get double for your troubles. You'll get double. And the best part is it refreshes you back to, I would say it takes your mind back to brand new, from day one of birth, when we were all born and we didn't have all the programming and the red pills and the blue pills. we didn't have all the stereotype and schemas and just nonsense, really. That's all it is, because it lets you know, in the end, your research just proves that there's only one family. That's the human family. And all these other color lines and borders and all this other nonsense is just artificial, made up stuff. We're all one family. That's what you find out in the end. And again, it takes patience, it takes time. It's so shocking to the mind, and you're wondering, how could this be? But then when you look back at the people that you know, that helps you understand, okay, if you have native, what the so-called Indian tribes, the native indigenous tribes, and then you have people off of your continent, and you know this going in, then you know that once you start to really get into a deeper level on your research, almost every set of grandparents is going to multiply by a minimum of 4. So you don't have to reach back very far before you have dozens and dozens, and eventually you'll reach so far you can't even really count them all, because you put in a few relatives, just enough relatives, and the Family Search website has a huge database of millions of people on it, and it will, whatever information you put in it, it will automatically connect you with whoever your matrilineal or your mother's ancestors are, and the patrilineal or your father's ancestors. And I knew only a few of my mother's, and I'm still stuck at a wall for maybe 2 generations after my mother on her mother's side, and then on her father's side, I'm maybe about 4 to 5 generations. And I'm not giving up 100%, but I've given up a little bit, because it takes patience to just keep searching and digging and digging and it's just a wall. But what I've learned is that I have to be patient so that there's both amateurs and professional genealogists inputting data on the website. And so it's common that somebody's going to put in what they know. It's not going to conform to what someone else knows, and then maybe the information will cancel out and not load up. It's constantly being renewed and refreshed, and so there's always new information to pull from, is what I'm trying to say. So eventually that brick wall is going to crack, and I'm going to find beyond the third, fourth, or fifth generation on my mother's patrilineal side. I'm going to find her ancestors. But it's a miracle that I found even one generation or two generations past her. I only knew her her mother, and her mother told me enough about her background so that I could go on what she told me. She told me about her mother's name, and she gave me another name I think was her grandmother's name, and she had a lot of cousins from her marriage. She had a lot of cousins. I knew her husband's name, which is my grandfather, and I was able to patiently, over years, get a few more people from her tree. But from my father's tree, both on the patrilineal and matrilineal side, I knew enough generations to just link in to the database, and it started pulling, especially on my grandmother, who was Scottish and African. It started pulling all these ancestors in, going way past the queens and the kings of England and Scotland, and you name it. It's just so many generations. And initially you're told to chart everything on a genealogy chart or a spreadsheet. If I can warn you, your city won't have enough trees. You can start out like that, but eventually there won't be enough trees to accommodate marking or writing down everybody. So, it wouldn't hurt for now, in the beginning, before I start a genealogy chart, I'm comfortable with just taking screenshots and using pen and paper. But the trees are just growing. There's so many different branches to the tree now, and it's just getting so exciting because I found one grandfather. He was a rabbi, and then I think he was originally in the 1300s, 1200s, or something like that. And after him, there are so many rabbis that I can't write all this down. I can't take enough screenshots. It's just, one had 33 kids. Okay, so you understand what I'm saying. I can't I can't keep up with some of these branches on the tree. The tree is going to fall and crash. But I got to get in here because it's starting to get dark here on the West Coast. I just wanted to grab a few things and go back and start reading some of the books that the rabbis wrote. And some of them were the chief rabbis in Bavaria, or the chief rabbi in Switzerland, in their city, or their whatever it was called back then in the 1300s and the 1500s. But yeah, I wanted to do enough research before I visited a synagogue. Because, obviously I don't exactly fit in. If I went into a synagogue, they here in California, they would be frightened that I was there to harm somebody, you know. So I would want to have enough, maybe a genealogy chart, to be able to say these people are the reason that I'm here. I wouldn't be alive without them. And so I've read and studied them, and I'd like to learn more about the religion that they taught. Of course, like I said, they wrote books and published and have manuscripts, and there are people that have written about them and their biographies, and all that is available, but it's not enough. I want to experience the synagogue as they knew it. And so, again, the experience is something that will just completely, you will evolve into who you knew you were, who you always knew you were, because, you have certain genes that bring about certain predilections or certain affinities for this or that, or you have certain preferences for this or that and the other, and you may see it in the culture around you, but you'll say, no, it can't be that, it's got to be something else, you see. So, in other words, it's going to connect a lot of dots for you, and a lot of your question marks will go away, and you'll never regret it. You'll get double for your trouble. All the time that you felt frustrated and that you weren't getting anything for your hours and hours and hours of reading and online, and when you finally see with your own eyes the results of all those years of wondering and waiting, and it's worth it. Oh, I mean, absolutely worth it. And I hate to leave you all, but like I said, it's such a joy to see everybody come up online. And my screen is so dark most of the time I can't hardly read what's on there. So what I can see, it says UG Plazy. Hi UG. And it says Chris Mio. Hi Chris Mio. It says DJ A Polinar. Hello, such beautiful names. We're probably cousins.
It's like he called me 15 minutes ago to say how long you guys been taking. And I was like, almost done.
Somebody's having a meltdown. But there may be more names that's not on the screen, so hi everybody. Love to everybody. I really don't want to go, but like I said, I gotta figure out how I can get inside these locked doors into one of these stores that's open. I need ink pens. I thought I had enough ink pens to last the rest of my life, but apparently not. Not even close. So I need ink pens and a few other items that shouldn't take very long. I'm going to take you with me until they turn the music on. I'll have to jump right offline. I won't be able to record any of their music. Let's see if I can sneak in through this restaurant. They might start getting on my case telling me if the mall is closed, don't come through our door and not buy anything. Okay, see, there's the music. I gotta jump off. Love you guys. So nice to see you online again. I promise I won't stay off that long, but I gotta go because of the music. Bye-bye. Love you.